Hey everybody, it's Kelly here at Don't Run with Scissors, my little part of flosstube on YouTube, where we talk about everything, but a lot about my kids, a lot about my stitching, sometimes knitting, sometimes crocheting, sometimes quilting, a lot about my dogs, my Jeep, life, whatever. We talk about everything here. That's the easiest way to do it. We talk about everything, and we like everything, and that's all good. So best new thing, I got a coffee mug from my mom, and it says "Bless your heart." It's nice. It's my first Ray Dunn piece, to be honest with you. And it's an odd, like when you look down at it like this, it's an odd shape, but it fits your, like molds your hand nice, which is kind of cool. So my mom brought this over. When she brought this over, she brought me 2 sets of dishes. I don't need 2 sets of dishes. So the one, everybody's mother or grandmother had them at some point. It's the Corelware with the green little flowers all the way around. I have my family set now. The other one she sent over had like bamboo around the edges and like gold. So you can't put the gold in the microwave. You can't put the gold in the dishwasher. Those are not at Goodwill or on their way. But when she dropped off the Corelware, I now own a gravy boat. And she gave me the cream and sugar thing. And I'm pretty sure, I know for sure she has the matching silverware, which she hasn't passed down yet. That could be next week's trip over. And she's got the salt and pepper shaker. And she didn't bring those either. She brought me 3 different kinds of teacups. All of the teacups, but 2 specific cups went to Goodwill. Which then it dawned on me this morning, I should have said the saucers. Like the saucers with the little raised ridges that you put the teacup on. I should have sent those too because they go together. But I totally forgot. So now I have this like weird set of like saucer dishes. She sent me over an olive dish too. I think that's what it is. It's like a little dish and it's got this divider that you put like olives in. I now own one. I've never owned one before. Oh, and with that mess, she brought over an electric wok, like stir fry wok, an electric one. Seriously, it's so like, and a waffle cone maker. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The waffle cone maker was my grandmother's because my grandmother had all kinds of stuff. But my grandmother also was the type of woman who would have made waffle cones for us. And my son won't let it go because he's got to try it. So we're gonna have to try it. Oh, and then I did get my grandmother's big stock pot, which is a really nice pot. So now I've got to find homes for all of this stuff. Like you guys, I've been trying to clear out clutter, and all of a sudden she brought over like 5, 6 boxes. Oh, she's got the butter dish too with the Corelware that hasn't come over. So there's at least another box of Corelware stuff that's coming over sometime. Oh. So, yeah. This thing is, I'm 99% sure they still make that pattern. And you know the one I'm talking about because everybody, you either had the blue, what the heck, like the blue or the green flowers. I'm pretty sure they were little blue flowers. My family had the green ones, but those were like the classic Corelware from the 70s. So yeah, so it's kind of funny. Yeah, I have a gravy boat and the cream and sugar things. She had 3 different kinds of teacups. I'm like, seriously. And like I said, she's got the silverware to match. That didn't come over. I know she's got the salt and pepper shaker and the butter thing. Welcome to my world. I inherited the family china, apparently. The best part was my mom said, you know, if I give this to one of your brothers, their wives are going to throw it out.
I mean, you kind of did.
Little does she know I passed down the teacups.
Better hope she doesn't want to eat you.
Oh.
Otherwise, you're gonna die.
I don't know. Yeah. Poor Bean's seeing her future. Because, you know,
I want to die inside of it.
so saw a new doctor on Friday. Trying to figure out again what's going on, because we get a little bit better and then all of a sudden we backtrack. He did an EKG. Oh, can you hear that? That's the boy child practicing. He tried to start practicing the other night at 4 minutes to 11. Look, I'm supportive of my children and of their futures, but not at 4 minutes to 11 to start playing a French horn. No. So, let's see what else. So at the new doctor, he ran an EKG, saw something kind of that he's questioning, which is good. You know, hey, that's one of the reasons we went to a new doctor, is to try and figure this out. He sent me right over to the ER. They didn't keep me. They were like, you need to follow up with, you know, your GP and potentially your cardiologist. I was like, okay. I did not call either one of them today. I'll do it tomorrow. I couldn't, like, this morning I had a migraine again this morning. The weather is shifting. And I was just so tired that I was just like, yeah, I haven't really done a whole lot today. Thankfully I can still fax and electronically submit documents tonight for court. That is the one nice thing. Like, there have been a few pluses to the way courts are operating right now, and everything kind of being done remotely, that I can file stuff 24/7. Oh, the other thing is Gorilla Glue doesn't work. Bean had glued it with Gorilla Glue, which I told her to try. It stayed up for, well, I mean, it stayed up over a week, but yeah, no, fell down. So I got to figure that out. You'd think, I mean, yeah. Let's see what else. What else is going on? It's March 1st, so that starts March Stitch Madness. Which brings us to, okay, so I kind of cheated on the new starts because I wanted to make sure, because I'm doing some color changes and whatnot, so I wanted to make sure that my colors went well enough that I liked them. So I did work on two of the first two new starts. I worked on one Saturday, one on Sunday. So I haven't decided if then, like, tomorrow I'll work on this Shamrock Row, which is what it was slated, or if what I'll do is tonight I'll stitch on Mother Vulva, which is today is her day according to this. Here we go. Here's my according to my little thing. We're here because I've already worked on this one and I've already given this one a day. So I'm thinking tonight I'll stitch a little bit on her, and then tomorrow I'll work like I should on Shamrock Row, and then we'll post those on my Instagram. And my Instagram name is His Princess Kelly, all smushed together. And then we'll go, you know, we'll carry it over. I think that's how I'm going to do it. So up tonight is to work on Mother Bulba. And this is by, I believe it's Wonder Hobby on Etsy. It cracks me up. So we have that. And that's what we'll work on tonight. And then I started, it's up against Shamrock Row from Bent Creek. I changed, it's supposed to be a bunch of browns in here with the greens. I changed the browns to purples. And I wanted to make sure that I had pulled the right purples. So I started, and it's a fun stitch. And it, like, this is only a little bit of time. But how cute is that? I love the purples with the greens. I'm loving it. I think I did good. So those will be the first vote to see which one goes on. Now I have to put all my purples over here. Which is, it's funny because I'm not really, like, purple's not my go-to color for anything, like it. And then I was debating, I was like, okay, it's Irish, maybe it should have been orange, because their flag is orange, white, and green. So I was like, maybe I should have done oranges instead of purples. Too late now, because I already started it. That's my feeling there. Okay, so then, let's see, Tuesday. Wednesday will be Santa Travels from Barbara Anna, and I did not work on that. I don't think I've worked on that since I saw you, because usually that's my car project when I'm at the school for the boy child, when he's in lessons and practices, and he was on spring break last year. He was on spring break last week, or winter break, or whatever the hell they're calling it. So I did not work on that. So we'll have to work on that. We'll work on that on Wednesday. Thursday is spring rolls from Plum Street Samplers, and I picked spring rolls because Easter's coming, and so that's the Easter one. I have it on a purple Aida that I had dyed. This is the Aida that I dyed it ocean blue from Dylon, but it's purple. Can't figure out why it turned purple. I have no idea, because I had used the Dylon before and gotten a beautiful blue, but this turned purple. So I just set it aside, and I re-dyed the blue fabric. I got the actual blue dye that Stitching Book Club called for, and re-dyed the blue that I needed. So then I have this piece of purple Aida, and I think with the pinks and the rosy, like the dusty rose colors, I think it'll be pretty for the Easter. So I did start spring rolls. I will still work another day on this, just because I want to get a little roll done. That's my goal. So I have this flower in SPR, but I want to get this done on its day. So that will go against Santa's Travels. And again, I'm going to post those on Instagram. Let my Instagram friends vote which one they think should go forward. You guys saw three small words, I think, the last time we were together. I had started it, and that's why it's a continuation. Let me see. So what I did is I got a basket, and all of my sals, the fabric goes in there so that I can keep track of them nice. And that's why I wouldn't be able to find it in that basket, because then I started another basket for my whip goes, or not whip goes. Well, whip go is in here, but it is. I started another basket for my March Madness. Okay, so I changed the colors and restarted three small words. It has a lot of flowers. I'm not a flowery kind of girl. I'm a beach kind of girl. Not that you can be both, but I'm not. I mean, I like flowers, but I'm going to change some of the motifs from flowers. Like, there's supposed to be like this flower thing. here on the, let me see if I can pull it out a little bit. My little conversion. Okay, so see how it's got the little flowers here? I think I'm gonna put like a seagull there, and then where these two little baskets are, my plan is like starfish. And so that I'm gonna switch them out so that they're more beachy. Think that in my brain it works. In my brain it works. We all know that my brain is a really scary place. So I don't know that it's actually gonna work. But right now it's working in my brain. So that's 3 small words. 3 small words is going to go against Zimmerman coverlet. I have not worked a whole lot on Zimmerman coverlet, which is a shame because it's gorgeous. Ellen and Jacob did such a great job with that. The whole getting it into a pattern, and I guess maybe Jacob did more of it than I don't know what. It's Ellen's family's thing. So anyways, I think it's gorgeous. What I also realized is that every single one of, not every single one, all but 2 of my things on my March Madness are also WIPGO goals. I tried to double dip that way and make it a little bit more flow together well. Shamrock Row and Salty from Kansas City Girl and Colorado World are the only 2 that are not on my WIPGO board that are on my March Madness. So, and my little bag here, WIPGO, the Jessie called the WIPGO pieces, and for me, it is the otter, which I'm hoping on a finish. It's the otter and let me look. Oh, and then I need to stitch 2 of the wiener dog patterns. So spring rolls and then another one. That is my goal. So, what I did spend a lot of time this week, I put some more work into Pandemic. It's so pretty. It is so pretty. That is what I enjoy working on. But what I really spent a lot of time on was trying to catch up and get current on Modern Folk Embroidery. Each of those chunks is a lot of stitching. I got the first drop done. I've got the second drop partially done, and then the third drop came out this morning. But look at that. This is on 18 count Ada. It's just an antique white. But yeah, I love it. I think it's really cool. I love how the colors pop. And so my plan is on each of so there's a heart that goes in here. So that will be my color, my pop-up color on this. And so each one will have a little bit of color. But obviously the main thing is the black and the gray. So I did that. Otherwise, stitching wise, and only because I know Amy loves when I just keep unfolding and unfolding. I'm like, where did my stitching go? Okay. Oh Lord. I don't know where I'm going. I did work a little bit more on my grid. So we are almost to the point I have to stitch in the black lines for, well, 2 more squares, and then I've got that upper quadrant, the upper left quadrant of the grid done for the, and I could start technically putting in chemicals or elements. So hope, at the rate I'm stitching it, I should have the grid done this year. I probably won't have the whole thing done this year. Okay, I'm not going to have going to have it all done. But I should have the grid in, which was my goal. Honestly, that was on my whip goal. Ironically, it got pulled in January. It's probably a good thing it got pulled in January because then I've got all year that I can kind of mess with it and make sure that that gets done. Clearly, I am behind because like Santa Travels is slated for a finish according to WhipGo. I did get the 3 ornaments done, and then Mother Vulva is slated for a finish. The Otter is slated for a finish. He's a lot of big chunks of fill-in, so that shouldn't be too bad. Depending on how I break up things, especially with March Madness, then it may happen. He very well could happen this month and get a finish. Yeah, good. I'm sure if I put everything aside, I could probably even finish the grid on the, everything else aside and just work on the periodic table. I'm sure it could get done too, but we all know that's not going to happen. Otherwise, yeah, I picked up, like I said, I picked up the vinyl. I need to sit down or stand up really and cut out the pieces to do some more project bags. And I also need to get a 3rd bulletin board in order to store my flosses on the wall. Yeah. Plus, I'd like to say I was stitching a lot. I don't know. But that's kind of where I'm at. It's not a whole lot. It doesn't feel like a whole lot. I feel like I have a whole lot that I have to get done. And mushing it all together. I finished another book. What did I finish reading? Oh, I read, what is it? The Duke and I, which is supposed to be the book for the Bridgerton series. Okay, so actually, okay, this is one. I'm really enjoying audiobooks because I can stitch while I'm listening or doing, like I can listen to a book while I'm cooking dinner or whatever. And so I had it on, but it sounds like, so I found it on YouTube, believe it or not, The Duke and I. And it sounds like Alexa or Alexa is reading it. So some of her words are totally not the way you should say them, or the way that like they're normally said. It's Alexa reading, so it's kind of funny in that, right? So, so the other day I was listening to it, and of course, just like Bridgerton, there's some kind of steamy situations, and Alexa is reading them out loud. It's just so bad. Like if you just really and truly want to listen to it, it's so bad. Um, it 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 sort of made my daughter laugh too, I have to admit, and it was pretty funny. The other one that I am reading for my Tri Club, they do a monthly book club. I'm reading the Moonflower Murders, which is it's not bad. It's generally not a book that I would have picked up otherwise. So in that sense, it's good because I think sometimes we all get sort of in a rut with what we like to read. And so it's kind of forcing me to bridge out of that. Um, I finished The Handmaid's Tale. That was good. Um, I'm looking forward. I also have purchased The Testaments, which is the 2nd book in that series. I think there's only the 2 books. So that's on my list. And then we finished Ravensbrook, but I told you about that one. That's a heavy read. And I had finished Sense and Sensibility for Stitchy Book Club. So after Moonflower Murders, I'm going to read or listen to The Testaments, because my goal I think it's in Semi-Saint Stitchers. could be at Magical Stitches. In one of the groups, the goal is 100 books this year. I figured it out. It's like $8 a month. I'm a little behind, but it's still doable if I push, depending on the books. I mean, if I keep picking 500-page books that take 30 hours to read, no, probably not. But like 12, 13-hour book, that's 2 days, really, because if I'm listening to it around the house. So that's not too bad. Because I can like write motions and stuff like that when I'm reading, listening to it. If I had to actually read an actual book, that would be a problem. The one thing I have not made it over to my local library since we've moved. I need to do that so that I can use the library downloadable books. Because Audible's getting expensive. Yeah. So if anybody is on Audible, you can, I guess you can share books. Like I can, once I've bought them, I can share them with friends. So if anybody wants to do that, let me know. Because certainly I'm all about sharing books and sharing expenses like that. What else? But other than that, yeah, that's kind of, we're just kind of drinking water. I drink a lot of water. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I've done. Oh, here's an odd one. I started a spreadsheet where like I can assign like chores to each one of the kids and I, and trying to get it more organized on house cleaning. But is there an app? Is there an app that like not only can I like I can say, okay, yes, we need to like wash the floors, wash the who's in like that, and it will, but is there one that will actually assign it to like the people in the group? Because what I'm finding is I have all of these like I have the chores listed, and yet I still end up doing 99%, 95% of them. And the boy child swears he Swiffered last night. I don't know how the hell, like, no, seriously, child, either that or you're blind. It's bad. I think the boy child is supposed to be cooking tonight, but he has a class at 8, so I don't know, because it's almost 7 now. And it takes him about 4 hours to cook a meal. He's very slow. So we'll see. Bean cooked last night. She made freezer pizza. I'm okay with that. It was cool because we even ate off paper plates, so there's no extra dishes. No, we used a couple. I think maybe we didn't eat off plate.
No, we used 2 plates to put the pieces on.
Yeah, once we took them out of the oven, they sat on 2 plates.
And then paper wrap.
But the rest of us ate. At this point, I'm fine with paper dishes, paper plates. Doesn't really matter. So, on that happy note, I'm gonna just keep this short since there's not a whole lot to discuss otherwise. If there's anything you want to talk about, shoot me an email, shoot me a message. Again, I'm His Princess Kelly on Instagram. I'll link that below so that you can go and vote if you'd like. And we'll go from there. So let's make March fun. Bye, guys.